And Gord's like, I thought she was a little weird.
He did. One time we were in the pool and I lifted up my foot and I said, "Hey, you want to smell my foot?" And he looked at me and he went, "That's why I like you. You're so weird."
You did not. It's a special edition of Us.
Oh, my brain glitch. I just had a brain glitch.
This happens to me all the time. Joanne and I wanted to come on and talk about Valentine's Day because we've been seeing a lot of nostalgia stuff from the 1980s, and we wanted to add our 2 cents of some of the Valentines that we used to see or do when we were kids in high school or younger. But also, how can we make this more modern? How can we take these vintage ideas, which is a little bit weird.
Well,
we were
some
just
of
discussing.
them. Some of them
Yeah.
we don't need to.
Some we don't
I
need
will say
to.
this: the reason I like this idea too is that I was watching some news broadcast that was saying that people, are tightening their budgets and making Valentine's not extravagant. I always thought extravagant was dumb for Valentine's Day. I have my issues with Valentine's Day, but it did make me think, when we were younger, it wasn't really that complicated. Box of chocolates and some flowers. Done.
Or even something handmade. Like a lot of times it was about the thought that counts, so to speak. But the
never
thought
made
that
anything
counts was
handmade.
not.
Valentine's
There's been
Day.
I do
It was not worth it to me.
Joanne. I'm saying as in the thought that counts. A lot of people would sit there and say, well, he did something, so it's the thought that counts. The thought that counts should be you thought about the person. You did something, but you did something
that's
that
always the case
was
with presents.
thoughtful of the
Right.
other person's likes and dislikes and what
Right.
what your relationship really is. And when women talk about, we want you to actually think about something for me. Why am I always having to tell you what to do? It's because we want you to actually put some thought into it and like what is meaningful to our relationship. Now,
Have you been listening to me all this time? This is your test.
or do you have any self-reflection about why you love me? That's kind of important. We want to know that we're loved.
I want to point out one of the reasons we were not huge Valentine's people, because in the 80s, did you find many people broke up on Valentine's Day? It was a big breakup day, I found.
Probably because a lot of girls were feeling as though, what the hell is this?
It wasn't just girls breaking up, but yes, guys would break up on Valentine's Day as well. But
That I don't remember. I don't remember.
I remember that, and I said to Gordon, I don't want to celebrate it because I feel like it's a jinx. I don't hear it anymore, I will say. But in this house, it had, once you had kids, it became a kid thing. But I do have ideas. So I'm going to let you start because you seem more excited about the vintage idea.
Well, because I had a fun. Well, vintage and making it
we'll
modern.
go back and forth.
Right.
One
So
of
I
them,
would
one
say
of
the number one thing that when I thought about when you mentioned like doing stuff from like, we talked about doing stuff from the 80s. I thought about mixtapes. That's definitely, we would make mixtapes for the person that we liked. And, it was supposed to share what we felt about them. Now, obviously, people don't really
Can I say it was not easy to make a mixtape?
No, back then
it
you had to
was
record it from the radio a lot of
the
times.
radio. Sometimes you had the two if you had money. The boombox had 2 cassette tape things and you could do it. But yeah, a lot of times you had to record it and get the right song and you had to sit there and listen all day and make
Back
sure
then,
you got
we
it.
would call the radio station over and over again. I want to hear Duran Duran, Hungry Like a Wolf, Hungry Like a Wolf, Hungry Like a Wolf. And we'd be listening, waiting until they said, and we're going to have Hungry Like the Wolf. Press record, press record. It was.
That's a very terrible song after the fact, but yes.
Well,
I did
yeah,
like Duran
yeah.
Duran.
But the point is that you can now obviously do Spotify mixes or even, we were talking about YouTube mixes as well. Like you can create a playlist on YouTube and then, send that link to them.
Or Spotify if you have that.
If you
I'm not a
are
fan of
going to do
Spotify,
it,
but-
like find some songs that have meaning. Like, again, don't use Hungry Like a Wolf and send it to your significant other. That seems a little bit like predatory. That might
Yeah.
maybe a different song.
Yeah. I try, there was one song by, I could get his name, but he's a Canadian folk singer, a winter song, which is lovely. But see, that's the thing. So in my group, I tried to put a song of the week, and I'll put a YouTube thing. It's not easy picking out songs. After a while, you get all your favorites, but then you're like, okay, I need something else. There's thought for anyone who gets that playlist. There was thought put into that playlist and finding the music and listening to the songs and being like, I don't really like this one.
Right.
But,
and
yes.
if you're making a playlist for another person, like that is genuinely from the heart, and you really thought about what songs really made you think of that person. That's significant. That's significant.
All right,
So
I'll give you
definitely
mine.
that's a nice one. And that's a freebie. That's a freebie.
That's a free. This one's not a freebie, but it's inexpensive. So this I did with my husband. We were married at the time and living together.
At the time you were married, not anymore. It's like news to me.
No, we're still married. We just don't do this anymore. We're too tired. Actually, I was thinking when I thought of this, when we were thinking, I was like, oh, I remembered I should do that again. A bag of Hershey Kisses. And each day I would leave it in a different spot, like on the dashboard of the car or on his desk or, in his closet. So somewhere he would obviously find it because he's, so he has to see it. But so each day I put it in a different place, a Hershey Kiss. And then, the last day, I just give him the bag, okay. But you give him a box of chocolate or something.
I mean, if you want to get fancy on the last day, you could probably create a
Get
little
something fancier,
yeah.
but we're a very practical family here.
Actually, I heard someone take a jar, like a jar of pasta that they cleaned out and everything, and they put Hershey's Hugs and Kisses in there.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot they
And
have
maybe
Hugs
some
and Kisses now.
Red Hots in there too.
Oh, I like that. I like that idea.
Looks
My
pretty,
daughter
too.
suggested chocolate-covered strawberries. You can make them homemade, and I would like that as a present. I'm just putting it out
Dark
there.
chocolate, though.
Dark chocolate.
Joanne likes
Always.
the dark chocolate.
I think my husband knows that.
Yes.
There's some things but that one I think he knows.
It's funny because I sometimes feel like chocolate is such a cliche thing. I'm not a big fan of like big giant things of chocolate because I'm like, I can't have all that. I can't.
I like a box of chocolate and you read the little card and go, ooh, this one.
I mean, that's
that.
fun, but I need that like a hole in the
A
head.
small.
Yeah.
Oh.
Keep it small. Keep it small if you're going to do chocolate and do something like, except if you're Joanne, you can make that big. You hear
There's
that,
a
Gordon?
new chocolate store that opened up nearby. New house.
Okay, I'm going to do
No, Gordon doesn't get it. I get it for myself.
I'm going to do another one, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Mm-hmm. Recreate your first date.
Okay. I was thinking, what was my first date?
Right, that's what
and
I'm
then
thinking.
I thought, we never really dated, I don't think. We hung out. The closest thing was, we really started hanging out when we were playing racquetball. I don't think I could do racquetball today.
But you didn't
I'd
have
have
like
a heart
an
attack.
actual first date where you kind of realized like, oh, we're seeing each other and
might
we
be
went
dating.
someplace.
Yeah, we went to the Olive Garden. I'm not doing that.
That would be kind of funny.
But back then, Olive Garden, well, maybe that's it. To modernize it, go to the newest trendy restaurant. It was a
Trendy
big
back
deal,
then, yeah.
Olive Garden, because it just opened and everyone's like, oh, can you believe this place? You get unlimited breadsticks and
That was
pasta,
amazing.
pasta.
I do like their
It was also
salads.
decorated like, Italy's, what
the-
Americans think of Italy, but that was just wow
Yeah.
when it first came out. Today, it's like, sure.
They do have a really good salad.
A salad?
Yeah,
I
their
haven't
salads are
been
really
in
good.
years.
Yeah. I haven't been in a few years, but the last time I went there, I got one of their salads. Their never-ending
And the
salads. They're so good.
breadstick used to be delicious. Now it's
But I was going to say, our first date, funny enough, and he always laughs about this. He goes, I should have known that you were a little unusual, because what girl like will sit there when you say, hey, there's a punk rock bar not far from here. Do you want to meet up there? And I'm like, okay.
okay. I
That
would say that
sounds
too. Sure.
But we had a lot of fun, and then went for a walk around
That's a good one.
the area on a first Friday in the art district. So, I mean, that's a good date, and it's not expensive. It's nothing crazy. Because like the first date that most people go on is not typically extravagant. So if you're looking to save money, that's normally a really good thing. It's nostalgic. You can have a card. You can talk about your first date and what your impressions were of them on the first time that you saw them and met them. So I think that's sentimental, and it's sweet. And Gordon's like, I thought she was a little weird.
He did. One time we were in the pool, and I lifted up my foot, and I said, hey, you want to smell my foot? And he looked at me, and he went, that's why I like you. You're so weird.
You did not.
I was playing with my foot. I lifted it up, and it was clean.
You were playing with your foot.
I just had my finger hooked around that and just...
I can't.
We were
Oh my
dating
God.
at that point, but
I can't.
anyway,
You had
moving on.
tears on that one. Move on, Joanne. Move on.
Okay, so talking about going out to dinner, I was thinking a big thing in the 80s was making dinner for the other person. I don't hear
was.
that anymore.
No, you really don't.
Making a meal. Now, we're married, but, and we mean, both of us cook for each other, but sometimes, like last night, we had homemade pretzels. It was delightful. We started getting into sourdough breads. Making a sourdough bread, one, yummy. Two, that's thoughtful. You're taking your time to build this. And then same with the pretzels, not as intense as a sourdough. Sourdough does take time to make. You need like a week or two. But yeah, or you can make a fancy dinner. Gordon made coq au vin this past weekend. Now he made it
When
more
I
for
was,
him than me, but still.
One year, and I did this for my kids, mind you. One year I made them Dad's birthday cake, which was a yellow cake with lemon pudding and a marshmallow kind of icing, and the coconut that was toasted and put on top. And like my kids love
I remember the
that.
coconut.
Yeah, my kids love that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, oh, they love it. To this day, they still ask me to, but that frosting is what takes the longest.
The big cake here is, I know this is not Valentine's, but is baked Alaska Gordon makes. It's really good. But when they were little, it was a Boston cream pie cake. That was really good.
I believe that.
I still have that recipe. Maybe
I'm trying to decide which one I should do next because I only have two more.
Oh, well, that's good. I think I have no more.
Okay,
but I'll
good.
come
I'll
up
do
with
both.
something as you
Well,
talk.
one that, all right, then I will say
And
the
this
one.
is just a quick little podcast bite.
Yeah. My friend was, because I said, what like Valentine's did you do when you were in high school and stuff? Now, this is kind of funny, and it's, I was pitching it to my sister, and she's like, oh. But I thought it was really funny. Back in the 80s, they were very much into having people's names on things. Like there was a duality. There was like the chains with the birthday names. Normally it had diamonds on it. That was a gift, but that was a little expensive. But there were a lot of girls and guys that would go to the printer shop, like where you get shirts and stuff, like embossed or whatever, and they would get a T-shirt and it would say like, Danielle and Bob, Joanne and Gordon, or it would just have
I am
names
not
on
the
it.
romantic type, apparently.
And it was, I even remember some of the shirts would be like those baseball shirts with that neckline and everything, and they would have it. Yeah, it was really a thing. Or iron-ons. Like sometimes you could, like that I would be excited about.
Those iron-ons, remember the fuzzy? I like that.
I was at a shop just the other day, and it was a secondhand shop, but it was curated. And they had all these really cool stuff. Like before this ends, Joanne, I have to grab my pocketbook so you can see what I got. I still call it a pocketbook.
I thought of another one, by the way, but go ahead.
But they had patches and stuff like that. Like it, you know, if you're crafty and you're a dude and you want to like dude or you know, if you're same-sex partner or whatever, so shut up, Danielle, like want to get something that's even at a thrift shop, you sometimes find those like jean pocketbooks. I've made them before and put like the patches on them. I mean, that's so cute.
Okay. Patches of Joanne Loves Gordon and...
No, it doesn't necessarily
Danielle
have to be
Loves
that. It
Bob
could just be
kind of thing?
like, all right, so I recently saw one, and it could be on a jean jacket that you get at a
I mean,
thrift
how
shop
is it
or whatever.
Valentine-esque?
It's thinking of the other person. Like if I was to get a bag or a jean jacket or something like that, and I wanted to get something that was personalized for you, I would be getting like patches that I'd either sew on or I would iron on that had as many national parks as I possibly could.
Ah, yes, I like that. Score.
You would wear that, wouldn't you? You carry around a bag
Well,
like that.
A bag, yeah. I thought you were saying, okay, yes, a bag. I totally would wear
Right.
that.
See, like this is what I'm saying. You think of something thoughtful.
Yeah.
I'd be excited if I got it. And you don't spend a lot of
I
money on
don't
that.
know how a guy would feel about putting together something like that.
I think there's it. Let me tell you, there are guys out there that'll do it. And I think that this is where that challenge you. Thank you very much. Then why not be challenged? Like, try it. I think even like, because I mean, do you remember? And there's surely guys that like, I think of even the ones that are bikers and they're putting patches on there. Are they just exclusively getting women to do that for them? No.
Oh.
So there's definitely guys that are doing that. So
That's a very 1980s things too. I don't think people use patches anymore.
Yeah.
I like that idea, patches.
Thank you.
I think you
I hit on
sold
something.
me on it.
I hit on something.
All right. Along those lines, similar. Remember when you wore? They would share sweatshirts. You would wear your boyfriend's sweatshirt or
Letterman shirt jacket.
Letterman jacket. That's the word.
Yeah.
It's like the yeah. That's exactly it. Or the Letterman. I used to wear his without. He didn't give it to me. I just wore it and said, "This is mine now." I said, "This means we're going steady." And he was like,
Oh
"Sure."
my God. That's so, yeah.
Oh, the steady. Yeah, that was there's dating. It was funny because recently I talked to my kids about dating. And they're like, yeah, well, there's dating where you can meet everyone and there's dating where it's exclusive. And I said, that's called a relationship. I go, dating, yeah, meant in our day, meant you're looking around. Relationship or going steady meant it was just one person you were. And going steady is sticking with that.
It was a
I
big
haven't
deal.
heard that term in a while.
I
But
know. I
yes,
totally
a
forgot about
sweatshirt.
it.
You triggered a thing that made me think of a sweatshirt. And like in my husband's case.
Wolfie came and he forgot that we were.
Oh, see, I didn't even hear him. So
Well, we're having a frost here and he's going to help me bring some plants in.
excellent. Wow. Frost in Florida.
They're
Florida
talking about it. It
frost.
might get down to 18 this weekend.
Wow.
There was
It's
frost
been
on my
14,
car this
15
morning,
here in the
Joanne.
morning.
There was frost on my car this morning.
Wow. And everybody's going,
Like people make fun of Floridians for getting cold, but like, and it's not as cold as other places in the country. Don't get me twisted.
Yeah.
But they're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
Well,
so we're going off topic here, but you know how they say your blood thins when you're in warmer climates? And I vaguely recall, don't quote me on this. As I say, don't quote me on anything, but you grow capillaries so in a sense it does thin out your blood because you're growing the capillaries, so your body is open to cool your body off better in a warmer climate. That's what I've been told. I think I was told by somebody who is an engineer and not my husband, just so you know, an engineer and not a doctor. So. And we didn't have an internet back then. This was told to me years and years ago. But
so
I was concerned when I moved back up here. But go ahead.
I forgot I actually have two more.
Good, because again, I ran out. If I think of something, I'll stop you.
I'll go with the one that's
I thought of another one.
Oh, good. Okay. One of them is, we used to talk about magazines are not as prevalent today, but they still exist. And when we talk about, making a card or something like that, my friend was telling me how they used to cut out different pictures in magazines, very punk rock to me, and create a card. It's either punk rock or it could be psychopath. Like cutting out the letters and writing your person's name on it.
I thought you meant like a collage, but that's
it is collage.
Hysterical.
It is collage.
Well,
but I mean, if it's all
ransom notey.
Well, it can be. Like it's all about where you go with it. And like, all right, so actually, maybe I will do this. I'm sure Bob's not going to listen to this.
I want to do.
I might do this for Bob because he loves horror flicks. He loves like Frankenstein,
I'm
Dracula.
doing it for my own
if I was to
personal entertainment.
But if I made a card that looked a little bit psychopathic, like that would be so funny.
Would be so funny.
And again, I'm thinking of him. This is what I'm talking about, gentlemen. But what I'm saying is that, like, let's say you find one that's from like a home and garden and it's like flowers and pretty things and you were to arrange it onto there and glue it on there and then, whatever. That is still creating a card that is more than, because like sometimes when I say, oh, make a card, they're like, oh, they write a picture and they just do a stick figure. And like, if you're not great at artistry, you're not a great artist, you don't really know. Like, back in the day, we would even, like, wrap presents in cartoon paper from the newspaper on Sunday newspapers. So I'm thinking about stuff that we did in the 80s. These are some things we would use the resources that we had. We would recycle the things that we had. So cutting out pictures and putting it on stuff and things that when I think of you, this is what I think of, this pretty flower, whatever it may be. And
this
then
ransom note.
Right. And when you are writing something, like take a second to, again, think about your partner. Think about what it is that it's not, and I want to be clear, it's not what they do for you. It's who they are, Right. Think about who they are. Because a lot of times I've been in relationships where they told me, well, you do this for me, you do that for me. And I'm just like,
oh,
there's a difference.
That's interesting.
There's a
Nobody
difference.
gives me presents other than my family, and they're usually they know me quite well, or I'm very vocal in what I want.
Because then I just felt like I was being paid for doing something for them. And it wasn't like there was nothing about me. Like I'm quirky. I look at the world with rose-colored glasses. I love to dance, and no, I really don't. But you know what I mean.
Take it a step deeper. Look at them, and what do they like?
I love that you care about animals so much. I love the way you speak to strangers on the street and make them smile. Like what does that person? Who are they? So think about the things that you love about them. And before I continue on with this, I have had many a friend tell me, and I know that you were saying that like Valentine's Day is not exactly a big priority for y'all, but there's a lot of people, oh, it's commercialized. Let's not do Valentine's Day because it's just something that like they're trying to draw money. And I used to like,
Every holiday is commercialized.
yes. And I remember my ex-husband was like, well, let's not exchange presents on Christmas or on Valentine's Day or on birthdays or anything. And
That would not fly.
in the long run, you need to remember that everybody likes to be thought of. And it is not necessarily some grand gesture, unless the grand gesture can actually be free, but it is showing that
presents is a test. Do you know me?
I know, really.
Do you know me?
It's do you care enough?
I'm actually usually easy with presents because in my psyche, I just love presents no matter what it is. For the most part, don't give me like dog poo, but I'm just picturing people giving me dog poo now. But yeah, so I'm fairly easy, but also chocolate. I don't mind the big box of chocolate.
I just know there's some people
the
that like
bonbons more than like a stick of chocolate, just so the universe knows.
I have heard people saying, "Oh, I just, it's another obligation," and you're just like, I want you to feel excited about wanting to do something nice for me.
Yeah.
And then I hear, "Oh, but I show you I love you every day."
Yeah.
Yes, but today is a different day.
Yeah. And I need presents.
And I like expressing it too. It's not like I don't like to express it. I do.
Yeah.
And
You have me thinking about Gordon now because he's an engineer and I think he likes puzzles. So I'm thinking of making a card that's a puzzle to get into. Like an origami kind of.
I love that.
I have to flesh that out. But here's my next idea.
Almost like a Chinese torture thing.
Yes, something to that effect. Yes. The movies. Nobody really goes out to the movies because we all have the thing. Do you remember going to the movie theaters? Excuse me. And they had the double seats so the lovers can sit down and make out.
They still do have them.
Oh, not here.
Oh, here they do.
And then you could stretch and put the hand. Remember that being a big thing in the 80s? Putting your hand around someone. And then, yeah, so I say the movies because the movies is kind of a date night. Although movies are expensive, but still. Around here we have one called the Alamo. Do you have that? It's a chain. No. You could eat and watch a movie too. But that was a bit, or just get popcorn.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take it one step further on that one. Mm-hmm. If you're a guy, find a movie she wants to see. This might be a chick flick. So
I hate that term.
I know.
Do they have one for men? No.
The very first
dick
movie.
Flick?
No, I mean maybe. Wouldn't that be stuff like The Hangover?
Dick flick? Yeah, that's a dick flick.
I was gonna say the first movie I
thought you
went
were going
to.
to be the one who curses too much on this podcast.
I've been consciously trying not to, but because sometimes it'll rip. But the first movie that I went to with Bob was Barbie.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah, is that a movie that he was
Gordon didn't
necessarily interested in? No. He heard there was a lot of feminist ideas in it, and he was interested. He thought it was interesting that they would have that, and let's see where they go with it. He didn't mind it. He was like, no, he's like, it was. He goes, there were definitely some spots in it, but it is a quirky movie. I liked it, but
I loved it. But I saw it with a bunch of girls, and we came out of it. Oh, I loved it. But then it came out on. Streaming, and
I even wore pink.
You gotta see this, and he watched it, and he was
I wore a pink bodysuit dress and a pink sweater.
I think we had the intention to wear pink, but I don't have a lot of pink, and I don't remember what time of year we saw it in. But
It was probably the summer.
I know we talked about wearing pink. I don't remember if I did, frankly.
But I would, and if you're a female and you know that like he likes a certain movie and you normally don't ever go to the movies that he wants to watch, then try it out. Do something with him. With me, it's harder because he likes horror films, and that they freak me the.
Oh yeah,
like I.
You know
I
how
don't
I watch it
handle them well.
I don't often watch a 1980s film. That would be fun.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what? I finally watched the last season of Stranger Things, and it dawned on me, oh my God, we're supposedly about the same age as these kids. And that bowl cut, that never happened. It was a thing that people talked about, but his bowl cut was not a correct bowl cut.
John Hubner.
I'll have to look him up, but he might have been one person.
Well, he lived down the block from us growing up.
Know who that
He was a
is.
blonde-headed kid, and he always wanted to be Luke Skywalker whenever we would play Star Wars.
I didn't know
He had
he
that
played
big
Star
dog,
Wars.
Bear.
I remember Bear.
Yeah, that was his dog. That's so funny. Okay.
Well, all
he had a
right, we'll talk
crush on you,
afterwards.
Joanne.
Maybe that's why I'm blocking him out.
That sounds accurate. So he always wanted you to play Princess Leia, and you're like, now I want to be Han Solo.
This is true. I do remember wanting to be Han Solo. He was cool.
Make Danielle do it. She could be a girl.
I was irritated that they killed him off in the newer Star Wars seasons, and they killed him off for a dumb reason. Oh, I want to be like my father. Sorry. It was dumb, the newer Star Wars.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to go
Or he
old
wants to be
school.
like his grandfather. Sorry.
We're going to go old school, the flower thing, right? Everybody gets the dozen roses, whatever, right? Now, if you really have a girlfriend that loves flowers, I love flowers. If I can make a recommendation, if you have a Publix near you, you can get 3 bunches of flowers for $12, right? But then you go to the person that is putting out the flowers, they arrange it for free and wrap it up in very pretty paper and then put ribbon around it for free. So if you're looking to save money and you want to get flowers and do not hand her flowers that are in plastic. In other words, you ever see, you can get it at the store, 7-Eleven, and it's plastic, and you go here, and it still has the price tag on it. Don't do it. Go there, get the 3 bunches, pick some flowers. If you ask them for help to coordinating it, they can. And they will put in there, and they'll put greenery in, too, to make it fancy. And they'll wrap it up in pretty, tissue paper and the plastic to hold it up.
And then if we have a florist, because I know in Florida, the one, I guess it's Publix, they had a florist.
Yeah, Publix does it. That's
Yeah,
where I go. Whenever I want to get flowers for somebody for the holidays, I do this for Bob's mom.
Giant and Harris Teeter, which is near me, does not have it. Wegmans, they have someone there, but I've never noticed that you could take flowers. Now,
They
as
have
for
the buckets
plastic
there.
wrap, I will say this. I think if you're going to buy a I'm not against the pre-packaged ones. That's fine. Take the price tag off. That's just for any present. I don't like plastic. If it was wrapped in paper, that would give me more joy than plastic. But I understand
It looks pretty,
it's hard
too.
to get away from it. It looks pretty. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks pretty. Even just simple brown paper
yes.
looks pretty.
Agreed.
I would even go as far as saying, if you want to be really, if you're arranging it yourself and you want to be very unique, and you have newspaper, actually newspaper with a pretty gross grain ribbon
The
would
only
be so
problem
pretty.
with newspaper, if it gets wet, the ink can run.
That's true. But
Although,
at any
if you
rate,
get AARP, you can wrap that, but then they might feel old. Because that I don't think runs.
but if the other thing that comes along with that is that
Paper bags, that would be a good one. Wrap a paper bag and wrap it. Sorry, go ahead.
But there's a lot of people that also and ask your partner or you should know whether or not they like flowers or they don't, because there are people that really do not like getting cut flowers, but they love plants.
They're allergic. Oh.
Well, maybe not. It's like this the idea of getting plants or cut flowers. They know it's going to die, and they're like, well, can't appreciate it for very long, and really you're just cutting. You're giving them something that's ultimately going to die. I don't understand that whole concept because, like, you're not killing the plant. Right. The plant is still existing somewhere. You're trimming it, and it's going to have to be trimmed anyway. So
yeah, well, I get that, and I also get why the whole it's dying.
Right.
It's
so
one because I kill things easily, even like the flowers may only last a couple of days. Although I'm learning it's because they like it cold, and I think.
Well, I was going to say getting getting a plant, or creating your own plant. That like, in other words, getting a cutting and getting that started. That's virtually free. You can probably get a cutting from anywhere. People are very nice if they have plants. Like if I had somebody saying, "Oh yeah, I love your plant. Like, can I take a cutting of it?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
I have 3 plants that I could give a cutting and has successfully. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at one. That's why I looked up the Christmas cactus. I have that philodendron, and I have African violet. All 3 of them.
Oh, pretty.
Very well and very procreative.
I have, and you can see it behind me. I have a fiddle leaf plant. That was my first one. I got a second one, and I trimmed them because they start hitting the ceiling like this one is right now.
Hitting the ceiling, yeah.
Yeah, and I got to trim it again.
I have to come and visit you, and then I'll take a clipping.
Well, I have a third one that I clipped, and I put it in water, and it started to get roots. And even though it has roots and you put it in dirt, it doesn't always take. And I put it in the dirt, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if it's going to take. And then all of a sudden I saw it's growing a new leaf, and I'm like, yeah, get that. So, because they're a little finicky sometimes when it comes to cutting. Because I've tried it 3 times, and it never took. So I'm excited it did this time. But
okay, what's your last one?
Wasn't that my last one? That was my last one.
Okay.
The flowers.
I think we gave lots of good ideas.
Let me just double check. Hold on. Making cards. Oh, I forgot also with making cards, like back in the olden days, when people took pictures, you had to have them developed.
Oh, yeah.
So when we would develop them, sometimes we put them in a frame.
Yeah, but so here's my problem with that. I always, even back in the 80s, I thought it was weird when somebody gave a picture of themselves.
No, I'm talking about the 2 of you together.
Okay, do it 2 together. But back in the 80s, they would give a picture of themselves to the other person.
Like you had an
weird.
autographed headshot from a celebrity, and you could talk to it.
Well, that's different. But your lover giving you a picture of them. That seems self-centered to me, egotistical.
Yeah, but
unless they ask for it, that's a totally different thing. But otherwise, I always found that. But I like that idea, a picture of the 2 of you together in a frame. And that's unique, too.
There are so many frames over at the Goodwill, Goodwill's gotten expensive, but any kind of thrift shop. There's so many frames. I'm of the
Do you remember the Valentine's Day cards? That's where I thought you were going with this.
Valentine's Day? Oh, Valentine's Day cards, but also putting the pictures on it? Yeah.
Oh, no. I just meant, I'm just reminiscing from the 80s. You had
like the Valentine's cards. Oh, the kind that we would give to our classmates and stuff?
Yeah, that was more 70s for us, but yeah.
They were cute. I still did it with my kids, too.
Yeah, I did it, too. And I used to make the Valentine's Day box.
Can I make also a suggestion when it comes to the frame?
Yeah.
Take a look at your significant other's decor.
Decor?
Before you choose a frame. I have gotten frames that are
piles.
very it does not make sense. It doesn't go with anything.
Oh.
And it just sticks out like a sore thumb, and I have to change it out. because it's just, and you feel bad about it because they're like, oh, well, they thoughtfully got a frame. No, the chances are they didn't, because if they were thoughtful, they would have looked at you and go, oh, this is very.
I think you're kind of safe with a plain black frame because sometimes you don't know.
Not if you're a person that lives in a pink world. I'm not saying I do, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think
Black
you
goes
just,
well with pink.
okay.
Black is pretty, black and white. They're both pretty neutral colors that can go with anything.
True. And I think some woods too, but I'm saying bonus points.
Yeah.
Bonus points if you're looking at, like, do they already have framed pictures in there? What kind of frames are they in?
You
Did
have
you
black
notice
framed pictures in yours.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Look, I have 2 frames that don't match.
But I'm saying, look at your significant other's decor. If they happen to have like a lot of different frames, then cool, you can get a different frame. If they have but like some of them are very matchy. If they are very matchy, find one that matches it.
Okay, fair. My in-laws were very matchy. Now, it was a black frame, but they were all black frames.
Right. So then
they
you
all
definitely get a
matched.
black frame, like, and they
Yeah.
liked a certain aesthetic.
You wouldn't get a wood frame.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that's a bonus. It's a bonus. Because I've seen some like very modern stuff, and they put it in for someone that loves vintage stuff, like old fashioned stuff, or someone that is given an old fashioned, timey kind of frame, and all their stuff is modern and it just looks completely out of place. So just remember, it's not about your aesthetic, it's about their aesthetic.
Yeah, see, that's my problem. Although I'm getting better in my old age, I don't see aesthetic. I go in and like, I like this place, but I don't go into, wow, they matched all the frames together. Wow.
But that's why
this
I'm
is-
mentioning it, because I
Yes,
used to do the
that's
same
true.
thing. So I try to be conscientious of it now,
Yeah, fair.
because then I find that
It is
I'm
true
giving
when
it.
when I used to decorate, this is off topic a little bit too. I'll make it quick. When I used to decorate, it was more of, oh, I like this. And I'd bring it home. And then I couldn't understand why my house looked kind of eclectic. And then I realized, okay, oh, I like this, but it doesn't fit into my house decor that I'm going for. Leave it.
Yeah, that took
was
me a while to figure
hard
that out,
one.
too.
It took me a long time.
So I mean, that's my list. Do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Yay!
Have an 80s Valentine's Day!
Or just, thoughtful. I think it's it. It's about being
I
thoughtful.
think our idea, the way I'm seeing it is a lot of people are struggling, tightening their belts, trying to keep it low cost for Valentine's Day. And the 80s, it was low cost because I would even argue it was a bit more thoughtful.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there's definitely people that spent a lot of money on that stuff, but I don't think it. I don't think it was as that was more out of the norm.
I think the problem with social media is you have these people who go over the top with their whatever celebrations, that people have this keeping up with the Joneses feel,
Right.
with people who are doing it to get likes, and they in a sense getting paid for it.
And then what I find happens with that is that either people are keeping up with the Joneses and doing like what everybody else is doing, and they're trying to outshine that next person. And look, I was even more like over the top.
Yes.
Or they give up altogether and do nothing.
Yes.
And the thing is
That's
that
true, yep.
it's one extreme or the another, and you don't need to do, the extremes. In fact, I will go as far as saying not doing anything at all is just as bad as doing too much.
Yeah.
It's just as bad, because like the other person sitting there, like, trust me, so many women that I know have said, it's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine.
Well, I have said when you say it like that, it's fine. There are times that I'm okay with it because there are times
if
extenuating
but if you knew there was a chance that they could make a little Valentine and something sweet and write something that didn't cost them
Okay,
anything
you're
other than
right.
thought space, it means
I'm
something.
thinking very extreme circumstances, but you're right. Whenever something, I am disappointed. I am fine if I say I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine too, but in the same
But
breath, it doesn't mean I'm not
disappointed.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, but yeah, don't worry about what they're doing. And I think that
then you're
people
just
on YouTube
roommates.
try to up each other. You don't need to get into that.
Hmm.
I personally don't think, and you could tell me what, with me and my friends, we don't want to see us break the bank for you to do this.
Yeah, and also if you were a person that tells a
know what
woman,
guys are like.
listen, I'm putting out the advice right here. Oh, well, I like to do stuff for you throughout the year. I do things for you throughout the year, like it. I love you every day. No,
Yeah.
like
no. That one's a no, I agree.
that's a cop out.
Yep. That
It's
is
a cop
an
out.
excuse.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because I try to show my love every single day, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to think of you on special days and try to do something a little bit more.
Well, back in the day, after Valentine's Day, all the roses would be half off. So we used to say, okay, we'll celebrate the day after. They don't really do that. I think they caught on and they stopped doing that. But so in certain circumstances, it's like we're just going to delay it a little bit. Or, something comes up and it's like, okay, we're going to do the birthday on the weekend instead of, like, my birthday only lands on a weekend day once every 7 years, where everybody else gets twice. And it pisses me off.
Why once?
I think it has something to do with the leap year. I don't know why. And
That's
the way
weird.
my birthday
I never
lands.
really thought about it. I would have to look.
That's because yours probably lands twice.
I never notice regardless.
I noticed because it was like, yeah, I got Saturday off, and then I get Sunday off. All right, I might have been into math a little bit then too, because I remember how do you calculate this?
Now I have to look when's my birthday this year. It's on a Wednesday.
Aha! So yeah, that's what I mean. And sometimes, as long as you get it within a week
You're on a Monday.
of the special, yeah. Because I skipped Sunday.
But yeah, I was going to say just
Last year it was Saturday.
it does not have to be fancy. You just do something. Just do something and do something
recognize.
with thought and
Recognize they exist.
yeah, you don't have to be something over the top, but you don't phone it in. Don't phone it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joanne's like, but phoning it, is it really that bad? Yeah, it is bad.
Well, I'm thinking if they got me a bouquet of flowers, yeah, do I want more? Sure. Do I want it a bit more thoughtful? Sure. But I recognize, as someone who has forgotten their anniversary, as someone who both of us forgot our anniversary, it's kind of nice for the recognition.
You know what? I'm not saying don't be understanding and forgiving or whatever like that. Give people an opportunity. But if you're listening to this right now and you're trying to get ideas, that's good. Just always remember, don't phone it in if you can. Thoughtfulness is really important. To me, that is probably one of the most Instagrammable things that you could possibly do, is something that is incredibly thoughtful and personalized and made to feel as though you really thought about who the person you are with loves and enjoys, like patches from different national parks. I'll be your Valentine, Joanne.
Galentine. We should do one for Galentine's.
I know, right?
All right. I think that summed everything up. So, bye.
Bye.